Hi, everybody. Mr. Wyatt here. And today we are going to be reviewing topic 9. And tomorrow you will have a topic 9 quiz. And you'll notice I'm wearing a tie again today to finish out topic 9. And I wore my nicest tie today because we need to dress for success to make sure we're ready for tomorrow's quiz. And we all want to do as well as possible. So we need to dress for success. And why am I wearing a tie? Well, of course, that's because you matter and I care about you. So I want to look my best for you, dress for success, look your best. All right, anyway, we're going to be going through all the different problems from the review worksheet today. So that's why you're here right now. If you didn't know how to do any of the specific problems, I'll be showing you how to do it in the video. Okay. So anyway, let's look at number one. Actually, we're going to look at numbers 1 through 6 because they are all using the same scores, the same scores, the same numbers. Following are the scores for 10 sixth graders on a 15-point quiz last week. What is the mean score? Technically, you do not need to put these in order to find the mean. To find the mean is average. All you need to do is add these all together. And once you have them all added together, divide by 10 because there are 10 numbers here. And you can use a calculator to do this. You may use calculators on the test tomorrow. Um, should I put them in order anyway, though? Maybe I will, least to greatest. We have a 2 here. I like to line them up directly underneath the numbers in my original list. Now, why is it doing this to me? I wanted it to be light blue and a little bit smaller. Actually, I wanted orange. I don't have to be fussy about this, I suppose. And now it won't let me select that. So we're going to use light blue. 2, and I'll cross that out as we go. We have a 9 here. And then we move into the double digits. Here's a 10, an 11. Ooh, it looks like we have 3 12s. There's one, there's one, there's one. And then we have 3 14s as well. So I have them all in order, least to greatest, and I'll just use this same list when finding the answers for 2 through 6 also. All right. So anyway, here are our numbers in order from least to greatest. The mean is found by adding these all together, and then we'll divide by 10 after we've added them all together since there are 10 numbers here. So let's add them up. 14, 28, 42, 54, 66, 78, 89, 99, 108, 110. And again, you can use a calculator to add those all together. And I'll divide by 10 because I have 10 numbers here. And that equals 11. So my mean is 11. That's the answer for number 1. All right, let's look at number 2. Same scores. I already put them in order, so we won't do that again. But this time, what is the median? My picture is kind of blocking the words there. What is the median score? The median score is the one that's right in the middle, the score that's right in the middle of the data set after they are put in order least to greatest, which we did right here. And since there are 10 of them, I'll cut that in half, which is 5. So my median would have 5 scores to the left, whoop, and 5 scores to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to want to find the average of those two numbers that are in the middle of this data set. They both happen to be 12s, so my median will be 12. But if you wanted to be all official, you could average those two numbers. Add them up, 12 plus 12, and then divide by 2 since you're averaging those two numbers in the middle. Well, that would be 24 divided by 2, which is 12. So that's our median. Number 3, same scores. What is the mode? The mode is the number that is the most common or the most frequent in the data set. Which of these numbers appears more often than the others? 14 appeared 3 times. 12 appeared 3 times. 11, 10, 9, and 2 each appear only once. So actually, I have two modes in this example, 12 and 14. There are two modes in this data set. Okay, continuing on here, number 4, same scores from that quiz. What is the range? Let's go back up here where they're in order. The high score was 14. The low score was 2. To find the range, you take 14, the high number, minus 2, the low number, and that equals 12. So the range is 12. All right. Number 5. Same scores, same quiz. Is there an outlier? Let's go and look at them when they're listed in order. Is there one of these scores that's really different from the rest? I'm looking at the 2 here. That is definitely an outlier. 9, 10, 11, 12, 14. None of these are more than, 1 or 2 spaces away from the others. But then below the 9, we drop all the way to a 2. That 2 is definitely an outlier. So is there an outlier? Yes, there is an outlier, specifically the number 2. That student who had a 2 out of 15 on that quiz was quite a bit lower than the other students. And then number 6, same scores. If you remove the outlier, what is the mean score? So we're going to remove this 2. It's as if it doesn't even exist now. And I'm going to find the mean or the average. If I subtract 2, remember when I totaled them up before, it was 110. If you remove that 2-point score, what will your total be? It'll be 108, right? So I have 108 when I add the remaining scores together. To find the average, I divide by how many scores I have. Now we divided by 10 up here, but now if I remove a score, I'm going to have to divide by 9. There are only 9 scores if I'm going to ignore this one here. So of the remaining 9 scores, they added up to 108. You can use a calculator to divide this, all right? And 108 divided by 9 is going to be 12. Okay, so that's interesting. We had a mean of 11 when we included all the scores. The mean now has moved up to 12 once we remove that outlier score. So the mean really went up by removing that outlier, a full point. All right, number 7, now we're looking at a line plot here. What is the mean? The mean is the average of all of these values. So I actually then have to add these all together. 1, 2, I'm going to count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We have 15 values shown in this line plot. So if I want to find the mean or the average, I have to add these all up and then divide by 15. So if I'm adding them up, it might be easiest to get a total for each of these stacks in my line plot. See how the line plot looks a lot like a bar graph? Number of candy bars, number of students. All right, so 8 candy bars. We have 2 students here. So 8 times 2 is 16. 7 times 1 is 7. 6 times 2 is 12. 5 times 4 is 20. 3 times 3 is 9. And each of these, it just has one x. So we have 2, 1, and 0 here. I'm going to add these all together and see what I get. 16 plus 7 is 23. Add 12, that's 35. Add 20, that's 55. Add 9, that's 64. Add 2, that's 66. Add 1, that's 67. Add 0, it's still 67. So to find the mean, we totaled them up, 67. And now we'll divide by the number of numbers in this data set, which is 15. So 67 divided by 15, I'm going to use my calculator here to divide this. 67 divided by 15 equals 4.46, and the 6 just starts repeating. So 4.4666666666. So if I were rounding to the nearest hundredth, that would be about 4.67, wouldn't it? If you round to the nearest tenth, it would be 4.7 for your mean or your average. But yeah, it's 4.6 repeating technically for our mean or our average. All right, same line plot, but now I want to find the median. Okay, so the median is the one that's right in the middle. We have 15 numbers here. If you cut that in half, that means half of that would be, well, 7 to the left, 7 to the right of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this value right here, if I can get it to actually right here, must be my median. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Always count from the bottom up. 7. And then if you go past that x, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 above or to the right of it. So that is definitely the median. Our median is in the stack of 5 candy bars. So our median is 5. The mean is 4.67. The median is 5. Number 9, same line plot. What is the mode? Well, we just need to look for the one that appears the most frequently, and we have the most x's. The tallest stack is right here at the 5. So our mode is 5. And then what is the range? The range is the high number, 8, minus the low number, 0. And there is a 0 marked there. So my range is 8. Isn't this easy? Number 11, what is the median height or the second quartile for boys? Be careful because we have two box and whisker plots here. The top one is girls, the bottom one is boys. The median height for boys, the second quartile for boys, is the line that's inside of the box. This is your second quartile at 66. All right, and these are in inches. So 66 inches is my answer here. The median height or second quartile for boys is 66 inches. The first quartile is 65 and the third quartile is 70. This dot here is your lower extreme. This is your upper extreme. But the second quartile or the median for the entire set of boys is 66 inches. What is the upper extreme height for girls? So now we're looking at this top box and whisker plot, and the upper extreme is the highest height of any of the girls. The tallest girl in this data set is right here at the end of this whisker. That's the upper extreme, which is 70 inches. The tallest girl was 70 inches tall. And you know what? 25% of the boys are taller than the tallest girl. Because remember, each section represents 25% of the data. So 70 inches is the upper extreme for the girls' heights. Number 13, what percent of the boys are fewer than 70 inches tall? So here's 70 inches. The bottom one is the boys. If it's fewer than 70 inches tall, then you have to look at 1, 2, 3 of the 4 sections that are less than 70 inches tall. And 3/4 is 75%. 75% of the boys are less than 70 inches tall. 25% here, 25% here, 25% here. That's 75% of the boys altogether. Number 14, what percent of the girls are less than or equal to 70 inches tall? So the girls, here's 70 inches. Oh my goodness, the tallest girl is 70 inches tall. So what percent are less than or equal to 70 inches tall? All of them are less than or equal to 70 inches tall. So that's 100%. And then number 15, our last question, which values would be the best estimate for the percents represented within this circle graph? I'm almost out of time, so I will have to put this in a second video. So check out that second video to see number 15.